Libra. This will be a reading having a look to see what kind of connection this is that you'll be sharing with this person. Now, I will be laying out 3 more cards using the Rider-Waite deck to see what we can learn about this relationship, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly. So we'll have a look and see what can be revealed in regards to this connection here. So let's give the cards a shuffle and get straight into it. Just a reminder, this can be for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So let's have a look. How will this relationship unfold? What do we need to know about this relationship? Okay, let's start off with the 8 of Swords. Now, this can be a lot of induced anxiety or troubles in terms of communication. It can also be ignorance, turning a blind eye to something that doesn't make you feel good, Libra, or suppressing something, okay? Mostly suppressing certain thoughts or anxieties, okay? Certain things, insecurities you may have in the relationship. And it might not just be you, just because it's the Swords coming up. It could also be them, their air energy. So for a lot of you in this relationship, you could experience times where there's a lot of anxiety or nervousness. Dictated by the blindfold here, not seeing something for what it really is, or choosing to tolerate certain things without voicing what's really going on, how you're really feeling. So that could be an important factor for you in this connection here. But there could definitely be troubles in expressing communication, or communication from you, from them, from the both of you, which can cause a bit of anxiety, okay? And most anxiety is separation anxiety. So there could be some sort of dips or troubles or complications because of this. Now, it's not all bad. Sometimes the blindfold here could be that certain things are unexpected. They might reveal something about themselves that you might not expect. It could change things for you, Libra. It could be a determining factor in this relationship. Vice versa, you might be disclosing some information to them about you, about your past, or something very personal to yourself, and that could definitely shift the direction of the relationship here. So I think communication is definitely important in this relationship, but also acknowledging things and seeing things for what they really are, okay, and not suppressing or hiding away. That will only cause more pain and more anxiety and more stresses on the connection. Now, for others, you've got the 6 of Pentacles here, and this can be seen as generosity and giving. I want to say that with the scales here, it's almost solidifying that this is a destined union here, because this is you representing the scales. So, look, it could be that you might end up giving a lot, or giving up a lot for this person, giving a lot to this person, your energy, your time, your love, your resources. I want to remind you that there's a line drawn in the sand here. There's a lot of one-sidedness coming in with the 6 of Pentacles. One person has the upper hand. One person is in a position to give more, be more, mean more. The other person is not in that position. So there's potentially an imbalance. Now, I don't know if this lack of equality is coming in terms of respect, dreams, wants, visions, plans for the future. But it could be that one person, at least for one time or another in this connection, is actually giving up more than the other person. And suddenly this can create a little bit of tension. Look, it could be in the beginning, it could be later in the connection, but like I said, at least at one point in time, you might notice this trend of things being one-sided. It could be that they're very full on, especially in the beginning. They're practically begging to be with you, pleading to see you, pleading to reconnect, pleading to take you out, pleading to have a chance. Or the roles could be reversed, Libra. You might be pleading, you might be begging, you might be in that position. So it could be things like that, but it could also be that there's a message here that you need to find balance and equality. And I think you, as such a well-balanced, probably the most balanced out of the zodiac, To have that come up, I feel like you will initiate that balance. It's going to come from you. You're going to teach. It's almost like you're going to teach the relationship or steer the relationship in a way of equality and giving back, and that equal transaction. And I feel like it's going to be you that's going to lead that relationship there. So essentially, there could be a bit of a hard task here for you, Libra. I mean, it could be quite demanding. And it is a big task, but how badly will you want to be with this person? I guess time will reveal that. Time will tell. But if you feel like this is the one and you feel like it's right, then you will be doing a lot, okay? There might also need to be help in this relationship, whether this is from therapy, whether this is from friends, whether this is some sort of exterior source that you'll need to consult or work with to gain some sort of assistance, okay? Six of Pentacles can be read as help or needing help in a situation. But balance can absolutely be achieved, and equality is definitely on the horizon here for a lot of you. The Fool is coming up here. Now, the Fool can indicate naive energy, gullibility, sort of going with it. And I think for a lot of you, this relationship isn't going to be very planned, or you might approach it like, I'm just going with it. And you'll never really know what's around the corner. You'll never really know what's to come. And not that that's a bad thing. Sometimes the relationships that happen the most naturally and the most unexpectedly often turn out to be the most beautiful ones. And I feel like sometimes we just need to submit. And there's that notion of submission with the Fool here. He submits to the Sun. So it can be submitting to something, but it could also be a new kind of relationship you've never experienced before. The Fool is all about new beginnings, being represented by the sign of Aries, which is the initiator of the zodiac. Okay, he's the pioneer, the trendsetter, the one that comes in guns blazing. So I really feel there's a lot of adventure or lust or passion connected to this relationship. I don't feel like you'd be struggling in those areas. I feel like that you could be sharing each other's passions. And it could really take you places. And for a lot of you, this could definitely be a long distance connection, or meeting someone foreign who can take you to a foreign land or foreign adventures, and you can have that happiness together. So that's really, really something here. It can be doing risk-taking behavior. It can be risky behavior. It can be doing things you never have done before for another person, for a loved one, things that you have never done in a relationship or with a significant other. So there could be a lot of times when you're just sort of rolling with it. The Fool doesn't plan. The Fool isn't mediated. The Fool isn't rational. Yes, it can be read as irrationality in your relationship. That could be the case. But he means well. The Fool isn't malicious. He's got the white rose, the white dog by his side, white being a color of purity, of neutralness. So I feel like a lot of this relationship is just going to be very one day at a time. Let's see what we end up with. I don't feel like there's much planning involved. It might be that you're avoiding it. It might be that it just never comes up, or it might be that this is the kind of relationship where you just never really know where it's going to go, Libra. So I feel like there's a lot of things that won't be solidified or won't be determined when you come together with this person. And maybe that has something to do with surprises, and not really knowing your vision, not seeing your vision, because that's what the Eight of Swords can be. So I mean, that could be something to read into as well in this connection, absolutely. I will leave your extended reading at that though, Libra.